Life is a series of decisions, each one more significant than it may seem in the moment. And yet, most people walk through their days unaware of the immense power their choices hold. The next decision you make could be the turning point in your life. It could be the moment that propels you toward a future you never imagined possible. And here's the truth. It is not the circumstances of your life that define you. It is the decisions you make in response to those circumstances. Your life, the one you dream of, is within reach, but it requires one thing above all else: a conscious choice to step into your own potential. The truth is that most of us are walking around with far more untapped potential than we realize. We live in a world full of distractions, noise, and pressures that cause us to hesitate, doubt, or settle for mediocrity. Yet beneath the surface of daily routines and obligations lies something incredible: the power to transform your life. It's not locked in some distant future. It's hidden in the decisions you make today, right now, in this very moment. Think of your life as a story where every decision is a chapter and every chapter builds upon the previous one. You are the author of your own narrative, and what you write next could be the key to a new beginning. It's easy to overlook how one decision can ripple through time, affecting not just you, but everyone around you. Yet the most profound shifts in your life often start with the simplest, most ordinary choices. A choice to stop procrastinating, a choice to start that project, a choice to end a toxic relationship, or to pursue something you are passionate about, a choice to be more present with your family, or to challenge yourself in ways that seem daunting. We often believe that big changes happen through grand gestures or extraordinary circumstances, but the truth is that those monumental shifts start with small, everyday decisions. These decisions aren't always easy. They demand courage, commitment, and sometimes even sacrifice. But in the grand scheme of your life, they are what will determine the course you take. The problem is, many of us are waiting for the right moment, the perfect circumstances, or the ideal set of conditions to make the change. We are waiting for the world to tell us it's time, but the world is not going to do that for you. Life does not wait for you to feel ready. If you wait until you are ready, you will never be ready. You have to decide now, not when everything aligns. You must choose to move forward, even if you don't have all the answers. And that is where the power lies, in the decision itself. You are the one who must decide to take that first step into uncertainty, to embrace the discomfort that comes with change, and to trust that each small decision, when compounded, leads to something remarkable. Consider this: life is full of moments that seem insignificant, but in hindsight carry an extraordinary weight. The moment you decide to push past the fear that holds you back. The moment you choose to say no to what isn't serving you and yes to what aligns with your true values. The moment you decide to face adversity head on rather than retreat. These moments define who you are, who you become, and ultimately how you experience life. The simple truth is that you are not waiting for someone else to create change in your life. You are waiting for you. You are waiting to take ownership of your decisions and to realize that the power to change your life has always been in your hands. No one else can make those decisions for you. No one else can live your life for you. The only thing standing between the life you have and the life you want is the decision to take that next step. But here's the thing about that step. It will often require you to step into the unknown, into discomfort, into a place where you may not have all the answers. It requires vulnerability, courage, and a willingness to face your deepest fears. The decision to change can be frightening. Change often brings with it the unfamiliar, the uncertain, and the unknown. And yet, it is in the unknown that we find our true potential. Life does not unfold in perfect, predictable steps. It unfolds in chaos, in mystery, in unexpected twists. And each time you decide to move forward in spite of that chaos, you learn, grow, and evolve. You learn that you are stronger than you thought, more capable than you imagined, and braver than you realized. But that learning only comes through decision. It's also important to remember that the decisions you make are not just for you, they affect the world around you. When you make the decision to step into your full potential, you are not just changing your own life, you are changing the lives of those you love, your community, and even the world at large. Think of the people who inspire you, the ones who have made a mark on the world. They didn't wait for permission, they didn't wait for a perfect time. They made the decision to act, to move forward, and to shape their own futures. And in doing so, they created ripples that touched many other lives. You too have the ability to create those ripples. The decisions you make today will echo into tomorrow. That decision to take better care of yourself will impact your health, your relationships, and your future. The decision to speak up, to use your voice, will inspire others to do the same. The decision to show up, to push through the difficult times, will teach those around you resilience and perseverance. And when you make a decision to transform your life, to challenge yourself, to push beyond what you thought was possible, you open up a path for others to follow. Your courage becomes contagious. Your commitment becomes a beacon for others who are waiting for someone to lead the way. You don't need to wait for someone else to give you permission or a roadmap. You are the one who gets to decide. In conclusion, the power to change your life is hidden in your next decision. It's in the seemingly small choices that you make every single day. Will you step into the unknown and trust yourself? Will you choose growth over comfort, courage over fear? Will you decide to act even when you don't have all the answers? The life you desire, the life you envision, is not a distant dream. It's right here, right now, waiting for you to decide to make it a reality. The choice is yours. What will you decide? Your future is not something that simply happens to you. It is something that you create moment by moment, decision by decision. Too many people wait for life to hand them the right opportunity or the right conditions. But the truth is, life does not wait for you to be ready. Life doesn't give you a roadmap. It doesn't give you a guarantee of success. It's your job to show up and show your opportunity and let it lead you to where it's supposed to go. But it does give you something far more powerful, the ability to choose. The decisions you make today will lay the foundation for your future. They will determine the course of your life, not by accident, but by deliberate intention. Every step you take, every choice you make is a brick in the path that leads you toward the future you are creating for yourself. It's easy to think that we have no control over the course of our lives. We blame our circumstances, the people around us, or the hand we've been dealt. But that's not the truth. While you can't control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond. You can control the decisions you make in response to adversity, in response to challenges, in response to success. Your future is being shaped right now, not by the outside world, but by the choices you are making in this very moment. The choices you make today will determine who you become tomorrow. The reality is that many people go through life feeling as though they are merely reacting to the world around them, as if they have no agency. They look at others who seem to have it all figured out and believe that success is for someone else, that success is reserved for the lucky, for the gifted, or for the ones who somehow found the right place at the right time. But that's not how life works. Success is not reserved for the lucky or the gifted. It is reserved for those who make the decision to act. It's not about waiting for the right moment or the perfect conditions. It's about making the decision to move forward even when everything is uncertain. The future you want, the life you dream of, begins with the decisions you make right now. The fact is, your future is being created by your decisions, and those decisions are yours to make. The power lies in your hands. You might think, what difference does one decision make? But here's the truth. One decision can change the entire trajectory of your life. Every time you decide to take a new direction, to say yes to something unknown, to challenge yourself, you are creating a new path for your future. You might not see it at first. The results of your decisions may not be immediately obvious, but over time, the accumulation of small, purposeful decisions leads to transformation. It is the simple act of deciding that sets the chain of events in motion. We often think that our lives are determined by fate, that we are simply going through the motions, and that we have no control over the events that unfold. But that's not the truth. Life is not some random sequence of events. It is a series of decisions. You are the one who chooses your path. It is your decision to get up every morning and work toward your goals, to face adversity with resilience, and to push through fear and doubt. Your future is not something that will simply fall into your lap. It is something you must work toward, one decision at a time. The decisions you make today are investments in your future. Every choice, whether big or small, shapes the person you become. The decision to improve yourself, to learn something new, to take action toward your goals. These choices compound over time and create the future you desire. And on the flip side, the decisions you make to avoid responsibility, to stay comfortable, or to procrastinate also compound and shape your future. What you choose to do today will echo into tomorrow. So ask yourself, what kind of future do you want to create? Because the power is in your hands. You can shape your future by the decisions you make right now. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the idea of the future. The unknown can be paralyzing, and the weight of the unknown can make it feel as if you have no idea where to begin. But you don't need to know everything. You don't need to have all the answers. All you need is the courage to decide, the willingness to take the first step, and the faith that the next step will come. It's easy to get stuck in the fear of making the wrong decision. But the truth is, there is no such thing as a perfect decision. Every decision is a chance to learn, to grow, to pivot, and to move forward. The key is to keep moving. The key is to make the decision to act even when you are uncertain of the outcome. Think about the people who inspire you, the leaders, the creators, the innovators. They didn't wait for life to give them the perfect opportunity. They made the decision to take action. They didn't wait until they felt ready, until they had everything figured out. They simply decided to move forward, one step at a time. They understood that their future was being shaped by their decisions, and that it was within their power to create a life of purpose and fulfillment. And you can do the same. Your decisions may not always lead to immediate success, but they will always lead to growth. Every step you take brings you closer to the person you are meant to become. You must also recognize that the decisions you make are not just for you. The choices you make today will not only shape your own future, but will impact the lives of those around you. When you choose to act with integrity, to pursue your passions, to take responsibility for your actions, you inspire others to do the same. Your decisions create a ripple effect that extends far beyond your own life. When you step into your own power and make bold decisions, you give others the permission to do the same. You become a leader, not by title, but by example. The future you desire, the life you dream of, is not some far-off fantasy. It is within reach, and it begins with the decision you make today. The power to shape your future is in your hands. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or the perfect plan. You only need to decide to take the first step. Your future is waiting for you to create it. So, what will you decide? Will you step into the unknown, trusting that each decision will bring you closer to the life you want? Will you take responsibility for your future and make the decisions today that will shape tomorrow? The choice is yours, and it is the most powerful tool you have. Your future is created by the decisions you make today. What will you decide?